Hi everybody, today I'm gonna show you how to repair the problem with the servo steering on the Volkswagen Lupo 3L. The symptoms of the failure are randomly lit of the steering wheel check light, and depends on temperature. Sometimes it's time randomly. So the problem is not caused by a relay itself. These are relays inside the motor. I think that the Volkswagen marking is J519 maybe, or something around it. It's not important now. So as the first step, is hardest part, is to remove the motor from the car. I will make a special video for this because I think it's the second most complicated dismount on the Lupo 3L. So now I'm gonna take this sticked or this glued part out. I will do it simply with the knife, like this. Well, as you can see, that's a form of sticker or something, and goes out badly a little bit, but doesn't matter on it. It is only dumping material between the motor casing and the gearing. And you can see the relays are inside the motor casing, so resolder these relays is solving the problem. To do it, you must unsolder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 soldering point and unscrew the printed circuit board. There are 3, 4 screws. 1, 2, 3 is the ground, and 4th is maybe somewhere in the dark, this side. So it's Torx screws, and now I will do it and show you how to resolder it. The last screw holding, or bolt, I'm sorry, last bolt holding the PCB is here inside or between the cables in the cable room. So I recommend to cut this isolation tape and to get better to the head of the bolt. So now I must remove these heat shrings, these two heat shrings, and carefully desolder these thick wires from the metal piece. Maybe, yes, you can see it. It is soldered inside as a clamp. It is simple form of clamp. This metal part is simple part of clamp which is bent around the wire like this, in this direction. So you must heat it up and pull the wire in this direction. So it is valid for all 6 thick wires going to the motor winding. Maybe you should mark the colors and order of the wires, but it is not absolutely needed because it is not simple to swap them with each other. As you can see, the wires are desoldered. Here is the detail how it looks. So you must bend these parts apart. Sometimes it cracks because this is actually bad material for this purpose. So doesn't matter on this now. I will clean it later and resolder these wires and heat shrink it to be nice. And now I want to show you where is actually the root cause. If I manage to focus the camera, I'm sorry, I'm using the smartphone. Yes, maybe it will be visible for you, maybe not. I'll try to focus it once more. Hey, focus. Here and here is the coil of the relay, and these soldering points and these are a little bit cracked. Maybe here you can see the crack, and the same used to be here. So I recommend you to remove the green plating on the PCB around about 2 or 3 millimeters from the soldering points. Here, and take the solder around the point in bigger quantity, or I'm sorry for my English. It's good to use old school solder. Maybe I will find it. No, some old school with the lead. This is 60% lead, and maybe, I don't know, SN60 40 plumbum. I don't actually, I'm not sure actually. If I can remember, it is 60 to 40 ratio. So we use this old school one because you really don't want to do it once more. And also try to keep this clean, this rotor of the motor clean. Be careful not to put there any moisture or anything. So now I will clean it, resolder it, and show you how to do it. So as a first, as I mentioned before, you should remove the green something from 2 or 3 millimeters from this soldering point, and now I will solder it from here to here to make the connection, or to make the joint stiffer, and with a good old school solder. So now I soldered all the soldering points with the lead containing flux solder. I also added some solder in these points and also here. So everything is soldered. I recommend to use higher temperature and solder it as fast as possible because of the sensitivity of the PCB. So now I will clean it with isopropyl alcohol or ethanol and prepare it to take it back into the casing. I hope it looks a little bit better than before the cleaning process. So as you can see, each step of this job is a little bit challenge. Even these bolts to put back is challenge because there are permanent magnets inside the motor, and you must hold it with the pliers or something and fit the bolt exactly into the position. So now I will try to make this a little bit nicer. So I begin from the yellow wire, which is longest or longer. I'm sorry for this focus because I don't know if it be good. Yes, now it's good. So try to solder it as clean as possible, as stiff as possible. It is not easy to maintain these clips, these two clips on its place. It used to crack even if you bend it in a small angle. So put there as much solder as possible and use the lead containing solder. So second wire black. So this is how it should be soldered on its correct place. I will later heat shrink all 3 or all 6 wires to make it a little bit more reliable or better. And believe me that I thought twice if I should show this kind of art to you, but finally I decided to show it how difficult it is to solder these thick wires to these poor plates, or I don't know exact English term. So now I will heat shrink all 6 soldered parts, and to be sure that it will not short circuit, and finally clean it, and let's put it into the car. Doesn't look so bad as before. After heat shrink, just make sure that these wires are perfectly isolated and there is some space between them to prevent short circuit of these wires. So now I will put back this sticky thing and isolate and fix these wires together and put it back into the car. So, motor is completed. I have put some super glue between these parts, between this dumping or sealing rubber and the base plate. Oh, I hope will be okay. So maybe be sure that there is clearance between shaft and these wires, because this area, this space is filled, or not filled, there is a rubber segment of the rubber coupling of the motor, which has almost the same diameter as this distance. So comment if you have an idea how to do it better. If you like this video, please hit the like button and see you next time.